Hi. All right. Let's read together. Okay. Hi. I hope you're doing okay. I hope it's been going cool for you. We're gonna read the book. We're gonna read the book that I've been very excited to read, and it's very famous. And I think there is a movie or show, which of course I'm planning to watch after I finish the book. I only read one book by the author before, and I freaking loved it. So I'm excited. So I'm gonna be reading Gone Girl. I don't know what this video is gonna be. A reading vlog, obviously, but I don't know what kind of reading vlog. We're just gonna be reading Gone Girl, and I'm just gonna share my thoughts with you, and we're just gonna have fun reading Gone Girl and sharing my thoughts with you. No, I've only read Sharp Objects before by Gillian Flynn or Gillian Flynn. I always don't know how to pronounce that. Please tell me if it's Gillian or Gillian. I'm just gonna pick stuff at random. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I didn't think it was triggering. The reviews were iffy. Some loved it, some hated it, some were triggered by it. I don't know. It's, of course, everyone gets triggered by different things, so that's okay. And yeah, of course, it deals with self-harm a lot, but not a lot. It wasn't like focused on the self-harm. It was more on like a psychological, it was more of a psychological thriller than a mental health, self-harm is bad kind of book. That sounded condescending, but it's not. I promise. So, yeah, I've been wanting to read more from her, so I'm gonna read more from her. However, I don't know what this one is about. So, grab a beverage and join me. Happy reading. Hello. I have quite a lot to talk about. I'm not even halfway through the book, and I already filled out like 8 pages in my notebook. We're gonna be productive while we talk about the book, because we're productive. I've been tracking Nick's moods towards me. I've got a calendar, and I put hearts on any day Nick seems to love me, and black squares when he doesn't. Ma'am, at the time, I didn't know who Nick was. I don't know who you are. This was a mistake, by the way. This isn't the opening prologue or anything like that, even though it would have been awesome as the opening prologue. I'm reading this digitally, and I had clicked on a chapter that is forward. And at the time, I realized immediately after I finished the little thingy I just read to you, and I immediately went back. Pat, I don't know who Nick is, I don't know who you are, I don't know what kind of shit this is, but this screams BPD. I have it severely, I know, and I'm telling you, when I read that, and I was just like, I'm either gonna love this or absolutely despise it, and I still haven't figured that out. It took me a little bit of reading to actually figure out what was happening and to understand a little bit. So we are following 2 POVs, Nick in the present and Amy in a form of diary entries. Also, he's kind of a wimp. Also, what I find annoying about him so far, and this just may be a Gen Z thing, is that he's old and he has that sour oldness. What I mean by sour oldness is he has one of those monologues, inner monologue of him absolutely despising Gen Z and despising, well, not millennials, but despising actually, it wouldn't be Gen Z. They would be, I don't know when this was set. They would be millennials. But anyways, despising the younger generation. Yeah, okay. The world changed. Move on, dipshit. It shall continue to change. I know, it's insane, but it is how it is. He has a sister. She's like, women are crazy, right? She's that type of girl. This is a direct quote from her. Women are insane. I don't understand how you guys hang out with them. I'd rather just hang out with you, right? I don't even consider myself a woman. Oh, I believe Nick said that. Go didn't consider herself part of the general category of women, a word she used derivatively. The reason they're like that is because of constant abuse when they were children, and you can see how that came out of them when they're adults. So their father was very, very abusive, and Nick compartmentalized that, and in a way that made him have this internal anger, but also be a type B personality where he always depends on other people and cannot do something himself because he has this fear of being reprimanded and stuff, but he has this internalized anger, especially against women. He said so himself. I can't deal with emotional women. I can't stand when women cry, because it comes from this point where it's a huge trigger for his childhood abuse, where he always saw his mother being abused, where he always saw his mother not being hit, and he always saw his mother crying and stuff like that. And Go internalized that in a hatred for women, because she internally saw her mother as weak, so she developed this hate. It's very fascinating when you think about it, and I really like that point, but it makes me hate the character, which is good. It's good writing and it fits, but yeah. Getting a glimpse of their inner monologue and a little itty-bitty stuff about their growing up here and there, it was looking propitious. I don't want to look anything up with books like this, however, I feel chaos coming. With Amy, at least, there are so many things that are screaming BPD for me, but it's done in a way that it's not obvious, which makes it even more real. And I don't know, I keep going back and forth with Amy, because there are stuff that she does and says that are just cringe, but then there are things that she does and say that just touch me, just like, I don't know, pull a string from my heart and tell me, oh yeah, we like that. She would change her entire identity on and off depending on what's happening. Okay, I'm frying the bread, and it looks good. It's flat bread. This has nothing to do with the book. This is just a segment for me to remember that I made bread and I'm proud of myself. Yeah. I'm not a kitchen bitch, but I'm very proud of myself. Good morning. Don't mind that. I was baking and stuff. If I didn't, I read some more. I read some more last night. If I didn't hate this man enough before, I despise him right now. He did something and we got to know more about him. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him more than anything. I hate him so much. I couldn't read. That's my cat. That's my cat with the back trying to get me to give him more food, but I just already gave him. Anyways, I couldn't read anymore. I hate the man. I haven't slept all night long. Ask me how many chapters I've read. 3. And I had to take a break. I couldn't do it anymore. And I saved an Amy one for the next time that I'm gonna pick the book up again, because the Amy ones give me a little bit of hope. But you don't understand. I actually physically gagged at something that he did, and I was trying to see, like, I hated him before, but I was trying to see, you know, both sides of the coin, and I saw both sides. Like, in some aspects he was still an asshole, but in some aspects he was right and she was wrong, and I was trying to see that. But then he said something at the end of a chapter, and then I was like, please don't tell me that this is what it is, because if it is, then this is my least favorite character ever, including Dolores Umbridge, and that is a lot. I'm an obsessed Potterhead. I love Harry Potter with all of my heart. Like, I am an obsessed Potterhead. And I'm telling you, this is a worse person than Dolores Umbridge. Even though Dolores Umbridge is the spawn of the devil, like, but now Nick is the actual bane of my existence. I gagged. I gagged at something this man did. I want her to eat him alive. This man is a wimp, a bitch, a coward, a total fucking bitch. This is a bitch. How do we feel about this? I like it, it's quite cute. But this is a bitch, like a bitch. And I hope this is some elaborate thing for her to get back at him. I want him to suffer. I don't even want him to die. I want him, like, to suffer. Anyways, we are going to run some errands. Oh, in other news, because I was avoiding this book, avoiding Nick's chapters, not this book as a whole, I got a head start on planning my Halloween costume for this month, and made some donuts First time in my life. Turned out great. Thank you for asking. Green pie that bitch. But we're gonna run some errands and hopefully be able to finish this because I'm struggling. Sorry in advance about any the sentence in the voice area. My mic is broken. I hate my luck. I hate my luck. I hate my luck. My mic is broken and you are blurry. If you can hear a cat yelling in the background, my cat, he's okay, he's waiting for me to finish so we can sleep together in the same bed and cuddle and stuff. He doesn't want to sleep alone. Anyways, finish the book. Let's start with part 2. Last time I saw you, we just finished part 1, I think. And then we go into part 2, which is called Boy Meets Girl. Let me tell you, the hatred I felt in part 1 dissipated. I loved part 2. I loved part 2 so much. It is worth it to hold on throughout part 1. It is 100% worth it. If you read this book and you feel infuriated, just hold on. You're gonna get a retaliation, I promise. The first chapter of part 2 is my mantra. It is Bible. It is my raison d'être, my contemporary raison d'être. It is a mantra, baby. I loved it so much. It 100% is a part where I lived vicariously through and will continue to live vicariously through. Will continue to use it to live vicariously through it for the remainder of my life. I loved chapter 1 of part 2. She was just... I loved it. I loved it so much. It just like screams bad bitch energy, and I actually had to stop reading the book before like the first part because of hatred. Like I just felt so angry that I just took breaks so I wouldn't be able to feel that way because, you know, that would spiral into something else. But the second part, Boy Meets Girl, I just stopped because it gave me heart palpitations. Like the writing is so good that it kept giving me heart palpitations. Like I felt scared, I felt anxious, I felt bewildered. I just felt scared and all the time, like just on guard all the time. From my intense liking and support of Amy to Nick and Margot, his sister, they succeeded in raising so much hate in me. Between that, there was so much anxiety and so much to be felt, and I felt everything that it was given. She is like a deranged Lana Myers. Lana Myers is the MC of the Mindfuck series, a series that I love those books. I loved it. I loved it so much, and I love Lana Myers. And since Lana Myers, we now have Amy Elliott, who I'm living vicariously through. Like, she is just a deranged Lana Myers. Not that Lana Myers wasn't deranged. Lana Myers was just God. I mean, Amy is just insane. I love Amy. Amy is like Lana Myers if Lana Myers was written by Hannibal Lecter. That makes sense. That's what I mean. She is Lana Myers if she was written by Hannibal Lecter. She is smart. She's a genius. She is... I loved her so much. I loved her so much. The third and final part is not what I was expecting, and honestly still don't know how I feel about that ending. I gotta say, it's not that it's a bad ending or it's disappointing or whatever. It's not neither of those things. I just wanted a different ending. I think because of my inherent hatred for cheaters and my deep-rooted psychotic keenness for homicide and my ability to hold a grudge, I would have preferred a different ending personally. However, this one strangely works. It works for the characters. Writing-wise, please disregard my first entry, as the more I read, especially getting to the second part, the bad, sophomoric, I don't know, writing in the first part makes sense. Just makes sense the more you read. I watched the movie as soon as I finished the book. What a disappointment. I liked the movie and I would have loved it if it wasn't for the book. Like if I only watched the movie and I've never read the book, I would have really enjoyed it. And I still enjoyed it, but I would have loved it, you know? But they missed so much. They completely disregarded how genius Amy is. I feel like in the book you could actually understand that, okay, she's crazy. Yeah, she's a genius though. But in the movie you don't grasp that as much as you would from the book. But I still liked it. So I rated this one a 4. I loved it. I loved it so much. It infuriated me. It made me happy. It made me excited. I loved it. I loved it so much. I don't know why it's taken me so long to read it. I think it's one of those things, like, because of the hype, I got scared, but really liked it. Gone Girl is one heck of an October read. One heck of an October read. If you don't know what to read this October, with Gone Girl.
Go with girl. It's worth it. But that's the video. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'm gonna see you in the next video.